Hello again, friends. Instead of graphing treatment data and doing the phase line, I decided to make this video just the phase line. That is also because this is a pullout because most behavior analysts and people that use single case design in Microsoft Excel aren't aware of this, so I wanted to post this clip a little separately. Going back to our graph from last time, which I probably should relabel from chart 1. I can stand leaving that the same here. Assuming that we are good with moving on from our baseline, I have drawn in a proposed trend line before. I think I can do that one more time. Again, this is not done to rigorous standards, but that's probably what we're looking at, more or less. It's pretty flat. It's slightly decreasing. I don't necessarily see the value in running more data points, especially if this is weeks and this is one's own self-care behavior. If this was a child in an intensive clinical setting, we very well might want to do more baseline sessions. But here, we are just going to click undo, and we're going to move on. Remember that I used XY scatter, straight lines and markers, as my graph or as my chart type for this. What we're going to do is we're going to come to data and we're going to double check actually before. We're going to go to the graph, left click, right click, select data. And then if I click on major phase X and edit, I will see that it is still selecting that. It is still selecting the K column, and it is still selecting the L column. I'm going to click cancel and cancel. Come back here to data. If I want a vertical line between 3 and 4, now what I do is I say I want the x-axis to be 3.5, and I want it to start at the bottom. So this is saying Excel thinks this is data. This isn't data. This is us drawing in our formatting and tricking Excel. Start it at 3.5, go to 0, draw it all the way up along 3.5, and then an arbitrary large number. We come back over, and oh my goodness, look at what happened. It smushed the data down because of the way the y-axis is formatted. And we will address that. But first, we're going to address this unsightly orange line in the middle of our graph. I left click to select the line. Trust me, it's selected. Right click. And why don't we do it this way this time? We're going to click outline, automatic to change it black. Right click again, outline, weight. Let's turn it down to 3/4 point. And then right click. This one will need to click Format Data Series, go to our paint can, click Marker, Marker Options, left click, and None. Now we have a nice vertical line. Last little bit that we're going to need to do here. We left click on our y-axis. It switches over to the Format axis, dialog box. We go to the bars up and down here. If I hover over it, it calls it Axis Options. I click that. And right now is automatically determining the bottom number, 0, the top number, 1200, and the increments that it goes from 0 to 1200, 200, 400, 600, so it's going by 200s. We don't want that. Our graph used to go to 16. I believe it used to go to 16. So let's take it to 20 and click tab. And now we are back. Just by manually saying this is where we want our graph to be. If we're trying to get to 60 as a goal, we might want to start at 60 so that we're not automatically adjusting it. In fact, that's probably what I would suggest if this is an average goal for 60 or 45. If it is 60, you might even suggest going to 75 so that you can see if you exceed your goal. Of course, we did this, and now we've got this really awful looking -5 at the bottom. and we definitely wouldn't want to do that. So we could always say go by 15s and it gets fixed. I'm showing you plenty of options here. And that is how we draw in and adjust our text labels so that it's nice and centered. The only other thing to orient you to is that we will then, when we are entering our treatment data, we will skip a line and go 4, 5, 6. The reason we will skip a line is because it will then disconnect the line between our third and our fourth data points. We don't want lines going through lines. Again, this is Marie Kondo rules. You don't want any clutter. It does not bring us joy when we are trying to analyze our data. Thank you all once again. Email perseverebook@gmail.com with any questions, comments, requests, general musings, anecdotes, appreciation, whatever makes your heart sing. Have a wonderful day.